Caitlin Clark. The name itself sparks excitement in the world of women's basketball. From the moment she stepped onto the court, her talent was undeniable. She was a natural scorer, a gifted passer, a true floor general. Her star was rising fast and everyone knew it. But with the praise came a target on her back. Opponents knew that to beat Caitlin's team, the Indiana Fever, they had to stop her. This often led to aggressive defense, hard fouls, and sometimes even dirty play directed at the young star. It was clear that Caitlin, while immensely talented, was still finding her footing in the physicality of the WNBA. Many wondered how she would handle the pressure and the physicality. Would she shy away from the tough matchups? Would she rely on others to protect her? As it turned out, Caitlin Clark had other plans. She was about to show the league that she was not one to back down from a challenge. She was ready to become her own enforcer. The game was intense. The Indiana Fever were locked in a tight battle with their rivals. The tension was palpable and every possession felt crucial. Then, it happened. Aaliyah Boston, Caitlin's teammate and close friend, went up for a rebound and was met with a rough foul. The opposing player, a known enforcer named Angel, knocked Aaliyah to the ground with unnecessary force. In the past, this might have been the moment where Caitlin would look to the referees for a call, or perhaps to a teammate to step in. But something had changed. This time Caitlin Clark didn't hesitate. She charged towards Angel, getting right into her face and let out a roar that echoed through the arena. "You will not touch my teammate like that," she screamed, her voice filled with a newfound authority. The message was clear. Caitlin Clark was no longer willing to be anyone's punching bag. She was drawing a line in the sand. This incident became a turning point, not just for Caitlin but for the entire Indiana Fever team. They realized that their star player was not afraid to fight for them and they, in turn, were ready to fight for her. The transformation was remarkable. Caitlin, once perceived as needing protection, was now a source of it for her teammates. She wasn't just scoring points and dishing out assists. She was standing up for her team, both verbally and physically. She wasn't afraid to mix it up in the paint, to dive for loose balls, to take a charge. This newfound toughness wasn't about brute force, it was about determination, about protecting her own. This shift resonated with her teammates. They played with more confidence, more swagger, knowing that Caitlin had their backs. The Fever, once a team that could be bullied, were now the ones bringing the fight. It was a testament to Caitlin's leadership and her ability to inspire those around her. She wasn't just leading by example, she was setting a new standard for what it meant to be a leader in the WNBA. Section 4. Thriving in the Chaos. The Indiana Fever, under the leadership of their fiery point guard, were becoming known for their physical, gritty style of play. They embraced the chaos, thrived in the physicality, and weren't afraid to get under the skin of their opponents. This brand of basketball, while not always aesthetically pleasing, was undeniably effective. They were winning games they weren't supposed to win, exceeding expectations, and quickly becoming one of the most exciting and talked-about teams in the league. Caitlin was at the heart of it all. She was a maestro conducting the chaos, a whirlwind of energy and intensity, diving for loose balls 1 minute and draining a step-back three-pointer the next. She proved that she could not only survive in a physical game but excel in it. Her game had evolved and so had her reputation. Caitlin Clark was no longer just a rising star. She was a force to be reckoned with. Section 5. Leading by example. There were countless moments throughout the season that showcased Caitlin's evolution. One that stood out was a regular season game. The Fever were down by 2 points with seconds left on the clock. Caitlin drove to the basket, drew contact, and still managed to make the shot while being fouled hard. As she lay on the floor, clearly in pain, she didn't whine or complain. She simply got up, brushed herself off, and sank the game-winning free throw. It was a defining moment that encapsulated her transformation. Caitlin Clark was tough, both mentally and physically, and she was ready to do whatever it took to win. Her teammates fed off her energy, and the Fever went on to have one of their most successful seasons in recent history. Section 6. Enforcers, a league of their own. The WNBA has always had its share of enforcers. Legends like Lisa Leslie, Tamika Catchings, and Sylvia Fowles were known for their physical presence on the court and their willingness to stand up for themselves and their teammates. These players understood that basketball was more than just a game of skill, it was also a game of mental toughness and physicality. Caitlin, in her own way, was beginning to carve out a similar legacy. She was showing young players that it was possible to be both fiercely competitive and incredibly skilled. Her ability to combine finesse with grit was inspiring a new generation of players. She was proving that nice guys didn't always have to finish last. Sometimes a little bit of fire could take you a long way. Section 7. A new era for Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark's transformation from a rising star to an enforcer marked a new chapter in her already impressive career. She had added another layer to her game, one that demanded respect from opponents and inspired her teammates. She was no longer just a phenomenal talent, she was a leader, a protector, an enforcer. The league was put on notice. Caitlin Clark was here to stay, and she was not afraid to fight for her place among the WNBA's elite. This was just the beginning for the young star, and one thing was certain: the future was bright, and it was going to be a thrilling ride.